Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Following an instant sold-out run off Broadway, the new Joe Iconis and Joe Trace musical, Be More Chill, is coming to Broadway at the Lyceum Theater, where it will begin performances on February 13th. And we dropped by the rehearsal room to bring you a sneak peek and to meet the company.
I don't wanna be a hero, just wanna stay in the line. I'll never be a Rob De Niro. For me, Joe Pesci is fine, and so I follow my own rules, and I use them as my tools to stay alive. I don't wanna be special, no, I just wanna survive.
You're coming to Broadway in this incredible musical. What that all means to you?
I'm incredibly humbled by the whole thing. I really am. I think I'm plenty good, but I am really sort of shook by the faith that this team has in me, in terms of letting me sort of carry this show in the way that, you know, to the extent that I do, and I don't leave that stage for the first hour of the show, and they're not sick of looking at me, and so I'm just so grateful to be given this opportunity to like get to do my thing in this way.
This doesn't even feel real. We have a joke that we just say to each other, Smash was a documentary, because so many things are happening that just feel like it's an actual dream come true. Like we walk down 45th Street and see our marquee, and we're like, this is really happening. It's been over a decade of us all kind of dreaming together. And I keep saying, if you added up all the years that everyone on Be More Chill has collaborated for, it would be just the most of any show, because the collective collaboration has been so deep and so long.
Yeah. The fan base has been so incredible. You know, it's, when you write something, you hope that it will connect with people, right? That's like, or at least when I write something, I hope I do. And I think, oh, you know, maybe this will connect to whatever, you know, a couple people, maybe a few more. And so to get thousands upon thousands of messages from people who so deeply love this show is just the most gratifying thing, you know. The thing that's so exciting to me is that the stuff that people connect to is the stuff that it matters the most to me. You know, I try to write from a really honest place. I try to write characters who don't normally get musicals written about them. I try to not lie to an audience and allow the sort of messiness of real life to come out in my musical theater writing, even if I'm writing, you know, a song for a musical that's a crazy sci-fi comedy about a supercomputer in a head. And the fact that the fans of the show get that and it means so much to them is just the coolest thing in the whole world.
Miracles happen, and I'm a part of one. This is awesome.
Yeah, I was crying. I was overjoyed. There's not enough adjectives to describe it, really.
Yeah, I mean, it actually is a dream come true, and I mean, tears, hugs. You know, it was the best day so far of my experience in the theater.
And no matter how hard I try, yeah, it's impossible to narrow down the many reasons why I love playing rehearsal. My happiness cry as soon as it starts. It's just so universal, getting to try playing so many parts. Most humans do one thing for all of their lives. The thought of that gives me hives. I have so many interests I want to pursue. And why am I telling this to you?
You know, growing up, I started theater pretty late, and when I was in high school, people would be like, oh, you know, you could play Marcy Park from 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. And I'd be like, yeah, that's the one role that I could play. And they were like, or I played Mrs. Mears in my high school production of Thoroughly Modern Millie. And if this show existed when I was in high school, I would have been like, oh, I can also be in a love story, you know? And that's so important for young people to know that they can be weird and still so loved and adored.
I mean, we are thrilled. I think you grow up dreaming of doing a piece of theater that would connect with an audience. And so then when you literally find that audience, or they find you, and you meet them, and you continue then this dialogue that's going, and it moves from stage to stage, and the audience gets bigger and bigger until we are in the most hallowed ground of the American theater, speaking to as many people as we can. It's overwhelming. That's the dream. That's literally the dream. This is what we dreamt of.
You know, I think musicals are always about people who want their lives to be bigger and better. And so when Joe Iconis and I first discovered the book and connected to what, to the story of this person who turns to this drastic measure to change their life, it felt that story is what makes a great musical. It's something that is a universal emotion told in this very specific, very strange and unusual, and yet relatable way.
So you already have this incredible fan base. What's it like meeting the fans of Be More Chill?
It is so wild because they are as rabid for Be More Chill as I was for Rent back in my youth. So it's to feel that I am someone's cast member in Rent is just the wildest thing ever. They're just so sweet and open-hearted and just love the show so much, and to feel the love for something that I'm doing is extremely humbling.
I wish I stayed at home in bed watching cable porn, or wish I off myself instead, wish I was never born. I'm just Michael, who's a loner, so he must be a stoner. Rides a PT Cruiser, God, he's such a loser. Michael flying solo, who you think that you know? Michael in the bathroom by himself, all by himself. Awesome party. I'm so glad I came.
This show, for me, is the messages and the experiences that I went through in my 20s that I wish I had figured out in high school. I wouldn't change anything in my life, but it's a story about being proud of your weirdness and owning your individuality, and getting to play Michael Mell every night. Really, it feels like I'm getting a second chance at high school. To be someone who is so unapologetically himself is something that I spent years and hundreds of dollars in therapy to figure out. So to be able to bring that to young people and to old people and to middle-aged people is like, it's truly a gift.
I wish I had this show growing up. I mean, it helps you both acknowledge where you are as an adolescent or as a human trying to exist in the world. And it honors those weird, complicated feelings of sadness, but it doesn't sit in them. It really moves forward through them and helps you figure out the best way to listen to those voices, but despite those voices, to move forward as your most authentic version of yourself.
One of the thrills of doing it off-Broadway was having parents come up to me and say, we came here because our kids would kill us if we didn't get tickets to this. And they were like, we didn't expect that we would have such a good time and relate to the story as intensely as we did. And that's something that we're really doubling down on for 3.0 too, is just making sure that we are accessing as wide and as diverse of an audience as possible.
I went to a fine arts high school, and I was voted most likely to be on Broadway in my yearbook. And I went and looked at it recently, and to see that little girl's dreams come true has been incredibly amazing. And I have to pinch myself every day. Is this real?
Coming to Broadway, what is that day going to be like the opening day for both of you?
I don't even know if I can talk about it. I'm everything. It's just everything I've ever wanted to do. So